Another episode in my Mortal Realms series. In this episode we're going over issue 9. We're going to be having a look at what the content is, the value of it, and also we're going to be covering the pullout. So, to start with, we'll have a look at these wonderful models. So as you can see, they are still chock full of detail, even if they are from the Soul Wars box. But look at that. Pretty damn cool, right? So we get 3 more Sequitors and 2 more Castigators with some plain bases rather than sculpted ones. So we should have a total of 6 Sequitors and 5 Castigators. It's not bad. Sequitors and Castigators, so we've got information on that. Discover the Legions of Negash and new rules to play through. So we'll flip that over. As you can see, the pages have fallen apart, but that's nothing new. And you also got your index here, and then of course the little introduction from the editor. So we'll put that there. And then we move on to the Marks of Righteousness. But before we do that, I want to move on to this quickly because it's pretty damn cool. So we've got the Cosmos Arcane, which is a nice little pullout. And it goes into some detail about each of the 8 realms. And it shows you roughly the layout of them as well. So it says the 8 realms float in space, each linked to each other by a series of magical portals, the realm gates. Though they were different in the age of myth, their essence in the age of Sigmar is the same. So that's pretty cool. So they're all linked in different ways, but they all go to the all points, which is very important because that was the pride of joy of Sigmar for a while. And then Archaon, the Ever-Chosen, took it from him, and he's used it as a base of operations ever since. And it's very strategic because Sigmar had it as, like, you know, the ultimate trading post. You know, every realm went through it. Now it's the perfect staging post for invasions for Archaon. So yeah, it really buggers up all the other realms. Working our way through them, we have Olgu, the Shadow Realm, and Hish, the Light Realm. Before we get into that, we've got to remember that each realm is literally that form of magic incarnate. So Realm of Life is life magic, Realm of Light is light magic, Realm of Shadows is dark magic, and the Realm of Death is death magic, so on and so forth. So yeah, that affects the behaviour of each realm massively, and we'll go into that in more detail another time. But what's interesting about these 2 realms is that they're a binary system. They rotate around each other, and they sort of provide the light and dark for the realms. What's also interesting to note is you got Shadespire right here. So that's the little bubble realm located right there, that where Negash had banished the city. And then you also got Slaanesh imprisoned, and he's held between, or he, she, it is held between the 2 realms as well. And that came about because after the old world was destroyed, the world that was, during the Age of Myth, the elven gods managed to track down Slaanesh, which had gluttoned itself on the souls of elves, and was very easy to capture. And they imprisoned it with really strong magic and a little help from friends, and plopped it between the 2 realms, and they've been drawing out elven souls from Slaanesh to reforge the elven race. And each attempt has slightly failed. There's been something wrong. They've either been lifeless husks searching for souls, or they've been slightly serpentine or winged. And that's just, you know, some of the examples. So yeah, that's that. You got the Realm of Death, Shaish, where Negash rules and tries to stop others from ruling. Then you have, actually, so a lot goes on in, actually, it was actually, this is the Realm of Fire, but it's where the first invasion force of Sigmar came with the Stormcast to retake the realms. So there's big settlements in there. One of which is a very famous city called, damn it, what's it called? Hammerhell. But it exists in two realms, so between the realm of fire and the realm of life, the Jade Kingdom of Giran, or Gyran, however you want to say that. So it's two cities linked by a massive realm gate in the center, and they trade between each other. One does all the industrial stuff, one does all the products, food production and stuff like that, and so on. So that's interesting, and you see that there's the link there. The realm of life, Giran, is largely run by Elariel and the Sylvaneth, but had to be wrested from Nurgle, and has constantly been under threat from Nurgle, because Nurgle likes to putrefy and disease and give the gift of nastiness, because why not? The savage lands of Gur, so that's the realm of beasts, and of course massive, like, god-size beasts were roaming there, and Sigmar bashed a few of them up and even beat up Gorkamorka. Was it Gork and Mork or Gorkamorka? I think it was Gorkamorka, because they fused together, and actually got them to join his side, and he ended up sending them off to beat up the rest of the beasts for him. So that was interesting. And then you've got the Golden Realm of Chamon. It says here, the god Grogni, freed by Sigmar, created many great wonders across Chamon. So that's the realm of metal. So literally you got trees and rivers of crystal and metal and stuff like that. It's pretty interesting, but that's always sought after by the Lord of Change himself, Zench. So yeah, you find him hiding in there a lot. And then we come to Azir. So that's the realm of heavens, and is where Sigmar and his Stormcast reside, and the majority of the forces of order. And it's where he does his business from. And that's it, really. And of course you'll notice little bubble realms knocking about here and there, yet to be expanded upon. But you've got the realm of chaos here, the realm of chaos there, but it looks like that's more cornate. Down here, Blight City, so that's the bubble realm that the Skaven exist in, and they like to invade from. And if you'll see these little cracks here, they're not actually cracks, they're actually tunnels that have been dug away at by the Skaven with their weird warpstone magic. Here you got the Nurgle one, that's undivided, and I'm sure there's a Sentient one knocking about somewhere, but of course this map isn't big enough. And it comes down onto here saying, with the aid of Dracothian, Sigmar took his first steps in the mortal realms. Beginning in Azir, he began a journey that took him through every one of the 8 realms. As he travelled and marvelled at the wonders he saw, he spread civilization to the mortal races. As he raised more fellow gods, the influence spread across the realms as well. There's information abundant here. God King's Travels. So it goes on about how he journeyed around and had a lot of fun bashing up monsters and stuff, and finding the dormant gods that he created a pantheon with, and got their help with building things and all that. And then of course you've got the Age of Myth. So that goes into more detail. It starts off with Dracothian finding Sigmar, holding on to the remains of the world that was, breathing life into him, showing him the mortal realms, and then him finding the gods and making the pantheon, so on and so forth. So that's that, really. Of course it's just beautiful artwork, really. That's him, protecting Sigmar in the world that was. And it goes on here, look, Grimnir, warrior, god of the Duodin battles, Folktrix to aid Sigma, and of course that ended up being the end of him. And his essence got scattered throughout the realms as Urgold, and of course the Fire Slayers seek that because they wish to bring all of the Urgold together to help reincarnate their god. And even Negash once worked with Sigma to bring civilizations to the mortal realms because, you know, he's handy and he likes to build things. Yeah, it just goes on about that sort of stuff. So it's really a nice little read there, and it's a nice little added extra. So I'll pop that down over here. Now let's get on to the issue because I've rambled on enough, and I could have made 2 episodes out of this. So we go on to the marks of the righteous. So it goes into more detail about how you tell the difference between each striking, which is a group of a certain stormcast, the chamber that they belong in. If they're a Liberator Prime, for example, you'll have a plume. So it's a symbol of rank, that will be the pauldron here. The lion face is, or it'll be an eagle face or something like that, something that represents a beast, but that shows that they are in charge of their unit. And then the tabards as well, they're used to differentiate as well between different groups. So the color of the chainmail to the color of the band around it shows where they're from, who they are from, and so on. And then the same with the shoulder pad. So, and then of course you got your icons here. So the lightning symbol means that it's from the Redeemer conclave, but this will be found on the shoulder pad here on the regular troops. Of course it's moved to the knee for the prime because they got that there. And then we've got a bit more detail here on the shields as well, which represent more detail about the striking that they're from. The chamber designations, as I was saying, you've got different colours for those, and the tabards as well. And of course the chainmail, you've got gold, silver and bronze. And there we've got, look, the beast marks as well. See, so I've already covered this. And then the conclave iconography, so you've got the Angelus conclaves, which are the scout force. They're often winged and mounted warriors who harry the enemy before an attack. Star symbols, the Justicar conclaves. The warriors of the conclave specialise in ranged combat, so you'll see it on the castigators. The crescent moon of the paladin conclaves is displayed on the right shoulder rather than the left. They're among the mightiest of warriors. The warriors of lightning channeling corpuscent conclaves wear a blaze of arcane fire on their left shoulders, so of course that's the fancy wizards. The lightning strike is the Redeemer conclave, so we know about that. That's the battle line forces. And then a member of the Ordinatus conclave bear the cog icon on their armor, so we went through that in issue 8. And then we go on to Legions of Negash. Nagash's undead warriors are almost limited in number. They are divided into vast legions, each made up of different kinds of undead, but they are all equally lethal and enslaved to the will of the great necromancer. So it goes on about how he has different Mortarchs with a different set of skills for a different type of undead legion, and he wields them in their strengths, and that they're chosen specifically for that job. Here we go, Legion of Blood, that was it, right? And that's led by Queen Neferata. Boom. So yeah, my memory is so bad. So the Legion of Night, led by Manfred von Carstein, is mostly vampires, flesh eater corpse, that sort of stuff. Legion of Sacrament is led by Archon the Black. It's going to be more necromancers, skeletal warriors, spirit hosts, that sort of thing. And then you have Legion of Blood, which is a lot more sort of covert stuff. starting blood cults, necromantic heresies, and vampire covens within the cities of the mortal realms, sort of to help influence things and keep tabs on everything that's going on. So yeah, that's that. It doesn't include the 2 new Mortarchs. You got one for the Ossiarch Bone Reapers, which is a brand new faction, and you also got one Lady Alinda for the Nighthaunt. But these 3 were basically doing the legwork until they came along. The Valley of Bones. So this is a nice little story again. As always, I don't go into the short stories too much because I don't want to spoil them. I'll let you read them and enjoy them. But yeah, it's another great little story where you think it's going to go one way and then they turn around and go, no, actually, we are the best. How to build. We've got our building section here, nice and simple. And then we get on to painting. So this will be with the majority, well, this pretty much all the paints really, actually. So yeah, we'll paint everything from scratch. So paint it in gold, or you can spray it in gold if you wish, save yourself some time and then just do that extra layer. But we'll go through all of this in another video. And of course we're touching up the inner sides of the capes and stuff, how to touch it up, adding the blue as well, the Kantar blue for the detail, and they're looking pretty damn good already. Then we move on to the Dead Refuse to Die. So this is another step in the right direction. So issue 7 was tuned rolls, issue 8 was artillery weapons, issue 9 we go into armor save. So you basically roll to hit, roll to wound, and then the other person rolls an armor save to see how many actually die and fail their armor. So it goes through all of that, and again we'll play through this in another video. But it's cool to use a full squad of 5. And then it goes on to extra rules, so you can mix it up a little bit as well. That's cool. And then next issues, we get issue 10, which is the Tomb Banshee, which is a absolute beauty of a model. It does come with a square base, but you can trim it down and put it on the round base, or ignore it totally. And of course corn red, so we'll be able to touch up some more details on the Stormcast and also on our Nighthaunt. And then issue 11 we get our first bit of terrain, which is the Sigmarite Mausoleum, and it's part 1 of it. I believe it comes in 2 parts, so we'll see about that, but it might come in 3, I'm not too sure. So that's that. Let me know what you think in the comments below. What do you think about the value of this issue in the content and in the models, and let me know what you think of the video as well. So click the like button, share if you can, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.